Good evening, everybody. I hope we've had a wonderful start to our Monday as we're coming into the last week before Christmas and coming into the close of December. Today is just going to be a pretty much general overview of what occurred today in the market. I'm not going to get too far into the details. I'm not going to get too technical with things. We're just going to kind of keep it nice and simple. Um, Basically, yesterday I put out a video, kind of making up for missing on Friday and everything. That we had an outside week down, right? Outside week down on the weekly chart. Been one time framing down on the daily for 3 days coming into today. I said if we find acceptance below the 50, then you're going to continue to push down lower. Sellers want to look to take out last week's low, which was here at 38.55.25. Sellers were looking to take out that weekly low and that daily low right here uh, at that price to continue to one time frame down. And uh, that's exactly what occurred today. As my mentor, myself, and many other people along Twitter that view the market profile, as well as Jim Dalton, they were talking about how early on it was, the daily looked like a big P shape for short covering. Same thing with the weekly. And basically, we were saying that once the bids from the short covering ceased, who's going to be holding up the market? Nothing, nobody. So guess what? Market for the past 4 days has rolled over pretty hefty. As if we zoom out here, you can see that we've done nothing but set lower highs, lower low, lower high, lower low, right? So the trend down has pretty much stayed in place since this gap down on the 15th, right? So we've just been trending down. I mean, that's it's plain and simple, just trend down. Uh, we've had some really good ranges. Really, the whole market uh, as a whole this entire year has been pretty accommodating. So we open up today inside previous days range and in value. Remember last week, all we had to lean on was, or coming into Friday, all we had to lean on was this high of day, the highest accepted price, and then the low of day. That was it. Nothing else. No afternoon rally high, no single prints, nothing as far as sellers go. All you had to lean on was the highest accepted price and the high of day. Well, we opened up inside value, inside range. Remember, value is just this bracket right here. It's where majority of the volume is done, where price is at, right in that range. 70% of the volume is done in that price range. That is uh, that is the value area. We traded that majority of the day. After C period, we pushed down, took out the initial balance low, got the overnight low, and never looked back really. We never got back to the opening up here. We eventually took out the day's low in E period, attempted to go trend, didn't really get much for it. Had an afternoon rally high in F period as we got down below that weekly low. Didn't get much extension initially, right? Didn't get much extension. Couldn't get any acceptance of lower prices down here yet. So what happens? F pops, fills a little bit of single print that was there. Shorts begin to cover and we alleviate some of the short pressure. F pops up, so we get an afternoon rally high. You had great opportunities to take shorts against that afternoon rally high here at 38.62.75. You could have taken it in G period against that, out above it, right? Out above D's high. You could have taken it here in H period, out above D's high, and let this thing back off towards the day's low. Those are wonderful trades that you could have taken throughout the day. These 30-minute candles, I'm telling you, life changer. Don't underestimate the larger time frames. Looking at things like the 1 minute and the 5 minutes, okay, but you don't necessarily want to take entries based on the 1 minute and 5 minute because then you're just going to get chopped up. Looking at the larger time frames, seeing where stops could possibly be, knowing that all right, if we take out F's high, then you're likely to push up because shorts are going to stop out and cause the bid to hit. But knowing that stops or shorts are getting in here, you can join them. Knowing what a supply is, you can join that supply, add to it, and let this thing roll over, which we did here in I period. We finally rolled over, created a set of single prints that was initially pretty large uh, early on. We had another set of single prints that occurred here in J period early on, and then as we pushed lower, because we finally went trend down in I period, we we finally got some acceptance of lower price below that weekly low. Continue to push lower. J period continues to push lower, and we miss that gap fill from the December contract right here at 38.25.75 where it gapped up that one day. Uh, we had come back to fill that gap. We haven't quite filled it. We are missing it by 2 points, which is crazy. Literally 2 points. We couldn't even get there. And we have a poor low, meaning uh, excuse me, meaning sellers shut off, selling shut off, buyers stepped in, bids stepped in the market, and we began to push back up. I only took 2 trades today, uh, and that was down here, and then one in I period. But let's talk about M. So Mo, Curly and Larry, K and L attempted to push low to fill that gap. Couldn't quite do it. We knew that if we couldn't get that gap and find acceptance below it, then the likelihood of shorts being alleviated and the single prints filling were pretty good, at least the first set. So that's exactly what happened in M period. Shorts began to cover, bids began to come in, pushing this market price higher. We filled the first set, and then we literally missed filling the second set by a tick. The second set filled at 38.48.75. M's high is at 38.48.50. So literally one tick, 25 cents worth of single prints left here. So not a lot to lean on, but it's still there. I'm probably not even going to mark it because to me it's not that significant. We should have, well, I don't know, maybe we'll mark it, but just to keep it as a reference. But we should have easily gotten that. Um, so trades I took pretty basic. I didn't trade anything early on in the day. I took a trade in H period against F's high, knowing that that was the afternoon rally high. I had my stop above it by 1 point because I felt like if we were to run F's high, then the chances of us getting D's high and pushing up higher was really good. So I was taking a short here in H period. I believe I got in short 60s and 60s ones. My stop was at 63, so not bad risk reward. We rolled over. I took it off around 58 um, for a nice 2 to 3 point gain on it. Not massive, and I was thinking about holding it to come down and test the low of the day at the time, but I was like, I wasn't liking the price action. It kept stalling around 55s, so I decided to get out of the contract when it pushed back up to like 38 or 58. And I was like, yep, let me get out of this. We'll see what the next trade is. And then took it in I period. Again, took the short 55s to come down to the low of day. We kept balancing back and forth between 55 and 52, just bouncing back and forth, bouncing back and forth. And I didn't like how we just couldn't get past 52. So, and I also had to go I had to go get my hair cut. Had to get that done. So had to leave. So I exited the trade there for a nice little profit. Wasn't massive. 2 point gain on that. Then after I got back from my hair appointment, came, seen that we had gone trend, seen that we had single prints to lean on. Value was overlapping the lower. Sellers were clearly in control and wanted to join the short side, but knowing that this gap fill was down here and that there was potential shorts getting out because this was a target, knowing that there was a bid coming in, and then seeing that in L period we couldn't get much extension, I know I've seen this time and time again where if we have a poor low near a very visible area such as a gap fill, we tend to rotate back up. So I got long 30s at 38.30. and 38.29. I got long a 5 lot here, expecting us to go and fill the gap or fill the first set of single prints at 42.75. Uh, we chopped back and forth in L period a good portion. I didn't want to get rid of my position completely, so I held it. And then once M period opened up, we pushed up towards K's high. I got out at 40s or 38 and 40, not expecting us to push up a little bit higher. I should have kept my target at 42.75. That's about the only thing I could have done better was just stick to my target. But I felt like maybe we would front run it a little bit and play some games and get like a reversal bar, which we've also seen before, where in period the last 30 minutes we'll push up from short covering, and then this thing will get just absolutely smashed back down to the downside and fill the gap. I didn't want to get caught up in that. I was having a good day, so I took it off, and that was basically the end of my day. Really good day. I only lost on one trade, and it was a long that I attempted here in I period. And that was literally the only loss of the day. Other than that, good day overall. Let's go ahead and mark these destinations and then move on to the larger time frames real quick. So I'm gonna mark the high of day here because it is significant, right? 38, 83, 50, 38, 350, high day, 12, 19. Boom. We have this afternoon rally high here, 62.75, something to lean on, which by the way is a really good reference point because we have 1, 2 time frames that could not get above that area. So tomorrow we look to, if we push up into this range, we look to take a short here and see if sellers defend it. Then you can put your stop above D's high, and then if we get above that, then you're out. And really good risk reward there. Uh, afternoon afternoon rally high. Boom. And all afternoon rally high is just an area where the first time frame, afternoon time frame of the day takes out a previous time frame's high, and we don't look back. So F period was at 11. So first afternoon, which, Easter time it's 12, but for me it's 11. But F period's 12 o'clock, so first afternoon it took out E's high, and then we never seen it again. Couldn't get that price, never traded it. Take up the low day here. That's bye bye. We'll go ahead and put in with a single prints fill here. It's literally one tick, 48.75. We'll mark it just as a reference, nothing to lean on. If we were to trade up to that, I would more than likely not take the trade against it, just because I'm not sure how strong that area would be due to how late in the day we came up to it. Single print fill. And then we have our low of day and poor low here at 27.25. We'll look at the larger time frames. Low day, 27, 25. So tomorrow, if we open up in this lower distribution, then you look to see if you can't fill this set of single prints here at 38, 48, 75. If you cannot, then you'll look if you can't take that out, then you'll look to take out the low day, fill that gap from the December contract at 38, 25, 75, and push lower. If we do find acceptance above it, above that single print fill, then you'll look to come trade at the afternoon rally high, see if there's sellers still there to defend it. Then you could take a trade there, a short. If not, then you look to rotate back towards the high day and then potentially put us back into a balance on the daily. Speaking of which, let's go look at the larger time frame here. Should really just create a so monthly, still in a balance. Uh, Monthly still in a very big balance here, as you can see how I have demonstrated here. Very large balance. 43.2750 the high, 35.02 is the low. Next destination on the monthly is this low from November at 37.0425. So 30 or 370 on the SPY is the next destination for the monthly. Weekly. Weekly is one time frame and down. Continues. Outside week down because we took out that weekly high, stretched the balance high. Then we came in and took out the weekly lows by a pretty substantial amount. And then this week we've taken out the previous week's low, so we are continuing to one time frame down. Next destination for the weekly is 37.3825. Next destination for the weekly, one time frame and down. Daily continues the one time frame down, 4 days in a row now. 4 days in a row. Continues the one time frame down. We'll look at define acceptance below this 50-day moving average. It, 2 days doesn't make a market, but from everything we're seeing, selling pressure is still there. Volume was pretty light today, so that might take into account. We may come back into a 3-day balance coming to the end of the week and Christmas and back test this 9 9 EMA at 39.23. Good potential we could back test that, which would be the balance high at that point. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Stay safe out there if you're trading. Use stops, and we'll catch you guys in the next one.